Done is better than perfect. This is something that I'm trying to constantly remind myself, because whenever I sit down to create videos, whenever I sit down to design something, whenever I sit down to create anything in general, even just to cook something if I want for lunch, I'm trying to overthink it. I want to do it perfectly. And I talked in other videos, perfection is an excuse because we are insecure. That's what perfectionism is. That's why when we say I'm a perfectionist, it just means that you're insecure, which is totally fine. That is totally fine. I think that most people that are overthinking things, especially overthinking creating, they're just insecure because maybe in childhood you were told that you're not good enough or something. But the people that are actually overthinking and the people that want to make something perfect, that means that you also care about your work. If you don't care, you're gonna be like, who cares? I'm just gonna do it. Who cares, you know? So it's a good sign. If you are a perfectionist or you call yourself a perfectionist, that's a good thing. Number one, you care about your work. Number two, that's not a very good thing when it comes to maybe you are thinking that whatever you create is gonna be directly reflected to your self-worth as a human being. So, whatever you may be creating, you gotta find ways to detach from it. I know that's not a very practical advice here, and I know that I'm swaying off topic here way a lot, but I'm still talking about perfectionism. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I want this video to be perfect, and I swayed off topic, like a lot. I don't even know how I started this video. I think that I began talking about how I'm overthinking, and done is better than perfect. Well, for sure, done is better than perfect. Quantity is gonna produce quality over time. I'm gonna get better at articulating things. I'm gonna get better at cooking, at designing, or whatever endeavor I find myself on. So, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. I really want to remind myself of that every single time, especially when I try to make videos. When I try to make videos, I'm like, hey, are my glasses looking okay? Hey, is my shirt okay? Is the background okay? And trust me, there are a lot of things that I should be thinking here before I start making videos. First of all, I should be thinking about my haircut, of course, my glasses, of course, my shirt. But what about the camera settings? What about the exposure on the camera? What about the aperture? What about the dynamic range optimizer? What about the white balance? What about the creative style? All right. What about the key light here? What about the backlight? What about the practical lights? What about all of those things, right? What about the battery life on the camera? What about to make sure that I have enough storage in the camera? What about having a good enough idea to make a video about? Yes, there are a lot of things that I should be thinking about. And if you're trying to make something perfect because you're using it as an excuse, or you're just insecure, and I hate saying the word just because it just diminishes the whole problem and it just makes it, oh, just don't be a perfectionist. Just don't overthink it. I know it's just so not easy. You're just gonna overthink it. And I don't have a practical advice. I'm just saying that I'm with you. I'm with you. We're in this together. As those huge companies, whenever a huge crisis in the world happen, those companies are like, you know, the airlines and the Apple's companies that make a gazillion amount of money. They're like, we are all in this together. Well, I'm telling you the same. We're all in this together. We are all insecure about our work. We all think that our work is gonna reflect our self-worth, which is definitely not the case. Like, your self-worth is something totally different from your ability to create something, your ability to work on something, your value as a human being is given to you with your birth. Okay? You don't have to do anything. Your self-worth is exceptional. You as a human being, you're an exceptional person. You're an exceptional creature that exists on this planet. You don't have to do anything, really. So that kind of frees me, you know? You have the value out there. I hate the word just. You have to recognize it. You have to recognize your value as a human being, and then maybe you're gonna be like, you know what, done is better than perfect. Even if I do it badly, it doesn't reflect my self-worth as a human being, my value as a human being. I can live, even if I create something bad, even if I say something stupid, which I will, and I've said many stupid shit in my career. Whatever the career means. To some people, it's climbing the corporate ladder. To some people, making as many movies as possible. To me, is building my character, building better habits, and just pushing how far I can go. I do want to see where will I end up with this project, with that project, with this project that I'm trying. You have no idea how many projects I do want to try. It's just there's no enough time, no enough energy. But it's fine. Done is better than perfect. I should be reminding myself every time I sit down to create. Average creation. I just looked at the notes that I have. Average creation is better than no creation at all. Doing something in an average way is doing than not doing it at all. And I know that a lot of people, hassle gurus, they're gonna tell you, if you're not gonna go all the way, don't go at all. I'm saying to you, it's fine. It's way better to create something in a bad way than not to create it at all. Because when you create something in a bad way, it gives you a lot of information of what you're good at and what you're not good at. You get a lot of data, you get a lot of feedback. If you want to learn how to draw, well, guess what? Making a bad drawing is way, way better than not drawing at all. When you make a bad drawing, now you have a whole lot of information about which next step to take. Hopefully that makes sense.